The Trump administration just handed over an AI model directly to more than 100 United States companies and government agencies, and nobody's talking about what this really means. It's called Mythos, Anthropic's proprietary creation. For years, private AI firms have been gatekeeping their models behind subscriptions, but now the government's essentially saying we are backing Anthropic, and that's a stunning signal to send in a global AI arms race. Think about it this way. When a government publicly endorses one company's AI and distributes it nationwide, everyone else is watching. OpenAI, Google, DeepSeek, they're all taking notes. This is America saying here's where we are putting our chips. The scale is staggering. Over 100 organizations, Fortune 500 companies, federal agencies, classified government work now have direct access to Mythos. But here's what makes this wild. The rollout was completely quiet. No press conference. No announcement. Most tech newsrooms missed it entirely. The silence is the story. It suggests the government moved fast and didn't want the political blowback of a big reveal. So what is Mythos exactly? How does it stack up against OpenAI and Google? Why did the Trump administration move this fast? And what does this mean for every other AI company that didn't get picked? That's what we are breaking down today. This changes how the AI game gets played. To understand why this matters, you've got to know the history. Anthropic was founded in 2021 by former OpenAI researchers, including Dario Amodei. Their mission was simple: build AI that's more aligned, more trustworthy, and more focused on safety than the competition. While OpenAI was racing for scale and speed, Anthropic was betting on being more careful, more rigorous. That strategy worked. Their Claude model became beloved by developers and enterprises for being thoughtful and stable. It wasn't always the flashiest, but it was reliable. For years, Anthropic stayed independent. They didn't need government backing. They had investors. They had customers. They were quietly building trust in the enterprise space where boring, reliable AI wins over flashy shortcuts. But the geopolitical landscape shifted. China's pushing hard on AI. The United States government realized it couldn't just let private companies do all the heavy lifting in the AI arms race. There's national security at stake. If another country wins AI dominance, that's not just a tech story, it's a strategic threat. That's when the Trump administration's perspective changed. Suddenly, backing a strong, trustworthy AI company made sense from a government standpoint, not to own it, but to ensure American enterprises had access to world-class AI that the government could trust. Anthropic's reputation for being thoughtful and safety-conscious made them the obvious choice. So what is Mythos exactly? It's Anthropic's latest large language model. Think of it like a massive statistical pattern-matching engine trained on enormous amounts of text. It answers questions, writes code, analyzes documents, and handles complex reasoning. Similar to GPT-4 or Gemini, but built differently. The key difference is Mythos was engineered with safety as a first-class feature, not an afterthought. It uses constitutional AI, which essentially gives the model a set of principles to follow, like a constitution for how it should behave. For enterprises and government, this is critical. You don't just want powerful AI. You want AI that won't hallucinate, won't leak secrets, and won't go sideways when it encounters something unexpected. Mythos is designed to be boring in the best way, consistent, predictable, trustworthy. The model runs on Anthropic's infrastructure, but government agencies get data handling guarantees. A Department of Defense office handling classified information can't spin up ChatGPT and start running secrets through it. They need guarantees about where data goes, how it's stored, and who accesses it. Mythos provides that legally and technically. It's also significantly more capable at reasoning through complex problems, financial analysis, legal documents, code generation. These enterprise workloads perform at a level that actually matters for real business. And here's the thing nobody's talking about. Mythos was designed specifically with the idea that governments might use it. So which companies and agencies actually got Mythos? The announcement didn't come with a full list. That's part of the quiet rollout strategy. But we know the categories. On the federal side, you're looking at agencies like the Department of Defense, the intelligence community, and the National Security Agency. These are organizations that absolutely need world-class AI, but can't risk using consumer-grade tools. They need guarantees about security and data privacy that only a government-backed deal can provide. On the enterprise side, early access went to major financial institutions, healthcare companies, and tech firms. Think banks processing millions of transactions daily, hospitals analyzing medical imaging and patient records, tech companies building the next generation of products. One specific use case that matters: financial crime detection. Banks need to scan millions of transactions in real time, spot patterns that humans would miss, and flag suspicious activity. Mythos can do that faster and more accurately than previous models while maintaining the accuracy regulators demand. Another, legal document review. A large law firm with billions in active cases can feed years of contracts into Mythos, ask it to find patterns, spot risks, or predict outcomes. Work that used to take junior associates weeks now takes minutes. Healthcare systems are using it to analyze medical literature, spot drug interactions, and help doctors make better diagnostic decisions. Not replacing doctors, augmenting them. The pattern here is clear. Mythos is going where trust and reliability matter most. Now the big question: how does Mythos actually stack up against what everyone else is using? Let's start with OpenAI's GPT-4. GPT-4 is faster, and it's what most enterprises use today because it's proven and accessible. But here's the trade-off. OpenAI runs on their servers, your data goes to San Francisco, and you're subject to their terms of service. If the government needs guarantees that nobody at OpenAI can see classified documents, that's a problem. Google's Gemini is similar, powerful, widely used, but controlled by Google's data centers and policies. Mythos changes that dynamic. It's comparable in capability to GPT-4, maybe slightly better at reasoning on some tasks, but it comes with government backing and data residency guarantees. That's not a technical advantage, it's a trust advantage. What about open source models like Meta's Llama? Llama is free and you can run it on your own servers, but it requires significant technical infrastructure to operate, and enterprises often lack the expertise to run and secure it properly. Mythos splits the difference. It's not free like Llama, but it's not as expensive as enterprise contracts with OpenAI. It's powerful, but it comes with simplicity of deployment through government channels. The real competition isn't OpenAI versus Anthropic anymore. It's which AI can I trust, and which comes with guarantees I can stake my business on. And here's where Mythos wins. This move has implications far beyond AI tech. It's a statement about how America competes in the AI race. For years, the United States strategy was hands-off. Let the market figure it out. Silicon Valley builds AI, companies buy it, whoever's best wins. No government picking favorites. But that changed when other countries started treating AI as national infrastructure. China's integrating AI into every government system. Europe's regulating heavily, building an AI industry behind regulatory walls. By backing Anthropic and distributing Mythos, the Trump administration is saying, we're betting on this company and we're ensuring American enterprises have world-class AI without depending on firms that might face political pressure. It signals something else too. Trust is becoming the competitive advantage. Not just raw capability, but can I use this AI without worrying about surveillance or leaks? Anthropic's reputation for thoughtful, careful AI became an asset here. This puts pressure on other United States companies. OpenAI, Meta, everyone building AI now asks, should we pursue government backing? Should we focus on trustworthiness as competitive advantage? There's also a regulatory angle. If the government backs Anthropic and builds systems depending on Mythos, that signals what responsible AI looks like to regulators. This could shape regulation for years. The geopolitical message is unmissable. America picked a horse in the global AI race. That horse is Anthropic, and the rest of the world noticed. So how do you actually access Mythos? That depends on who you are. If you're a Fortune 500 company or government agency on the initial list, you're already set up with direct integration through secure channels. If you're an enterprise with government contracts or classified work, the pathway is clearer. You talk to your government liaison, usually at the Department of Defense, and request Mythos access. The government's incentivized to grant it because it spreads adoption. If you're a startup or smaller company, it's trickier. Mythos access is primarily through government channels right now, but Anthropic has said broader commercial availability is coming. That'll happen in phases, enterprises first, then wider access. What should you do now if you represent an organization working with government or handling sensitive data? Start conversations with your government liaison about Mythos. Talk to Anthropic's enterprise team. Understand what data residency and security guarantees come with access. Build those into your compliance roadmap. For developers and smaller teams, monitor Anthropic's announcements. Broader access is coming, might be months away. The moment it's available commercially, test it against GPT-4 and Gemini on your actual workloads. See where it wins, where it loses. The real opportunity isn't just using this new model. It's understanding what trustworthy AI looks like and building that into your AI strategy. Here's what this all means. The era of AI being built purely by private companies and sold to whoever can pay is ending. Governments are moving in. Governments are picking sides. Governments are building infrastructure around one company's model. That's a seismic change. It doesn't mean open source AI goes away. It doesn't. It doesn't mean OpenAI or Google disappear. It means there's now a government-backed alternative that enterprises can use when they need guarantees OpenAI can't provide. The second implication, trust, just became a feature. Anthropic won this contract not because Mythos is technically superior to everything else, it's good, but not revolutionary, but because the government trusts them. That's what security-conscious enterprises now value. What to watch for next? How fast does Mythos adoption spread beyond the initial 100 companies? Does it become the standard for government work? Or does OpenAI fight back with their own government-backed version? How does this change regulation? Does Europe follow America's lead? Or do they double down on open source? The AI game just entered a new phase. Governments aren't spectators anymore. They are players, and that changes everything. Follow for daily AI news and stories that shape the future of technology.